Oh, yeah, like...
Oh, big knee land.
Oh!
And I'm not sure if that hurt, and he looked like he was momentarily hurt, but he comes firing back with his own shot.
Muay Thai clinch can be very underutilised in mixed martial arts. I don't think we see enough of it, and we haven't seen any real Muay Thai fighters, you know, like stadium level Thais, come over into the sport. And that's usually because they've been started Thai boxing from so young. By the time they're kind of like old enough to transition over, they've had too many fights and a few too many miles on the clock. And it might even be a bit too difficult for them at this stage to try and learn. For example, like Dej Dam Narong, who's like a 52 kilo stadium champion, went into one championship and ended up becoming their, I think, flyweight or atom weight world champion. He was like 40 by the time he got over to MMA, or late 30s at the very least. So I don't think we've really seen true Muay Thai in MMA as of yet. We've seen my friend Samuel Bark over in Sweden, who's fought in Cage Warriors and some European promotions. He's utilised some really good Muay Thai. Well, actually, he is the most traditional Muay Thai fighter I've ever seen in MMA, I think. He's not changed his style whatsoever. And that's kind of cost him a little bit at times, because his last fight he got stopped and he hasn't been using the hands as well. But in terms of like authentic Muay Thai, the body kicks, the low kicks, elbows, and like clashing into clinches, Sam Bark, go check him out if you haven't already. So my fighter Wes Tully, I would say he's a very well-rounded fighter, and this is an amateur level, and I was super impressed with his ability to implement the Thai clinch in this fight. Now, we'd been working on some clinch in the lead up to this one. He'd had 2 weeks notice because he'd fought literally just 2 weeks before this one, and so he'd had less than 2 weeks notice. By the time we agreed to the fight, it was literally like 10 days out, because we had to see how his injuries were going to heal up from the previous one. So we kind of just threw a quick game plan together and threw him back in there for the experience. That's what it's all about as an amateur. So Wes has had about, I think this was his 10th fight as an amateur in MMA, or 11th maybe. His opponent had 17 or 18 amateur fights and was very well experienced, good record. I think he's now 12 wins, 5 losses, and Wes is only, I think he's 6-4 now in MMA, which is no shame in that, because he's fought some really, really good people, top prospects in the UK amateur MMA scene, in a tough weight class at lightweight. So in this fight, we see some really nice skills by Wes. It just shows how effective as a grappling position the Muay Thai clinch can be, especially if you get that double collar tie and you're aware of things like hip throws and trips, or giving up your hips for the body lock. Wes shook off a few body locks in the fight, and I just thought he implemented it beautifully. And had it not been for the fact that it was an amateur rules contest where there was no elbows or knees to head prohibited, I think he would have probably got the stoppage. In fact, he hurt Aaron late on in the bout in the 5th round with a beautiful knee right towards the end. But Aaron, fair plays for him, bit down his mouthpiece and threw down right to the finish, which you'll see some highlights of in this video. The keys to the Muay Thai clinch, and Wes by no means is like an experienced Thai boxer. I think he's had about 3 straight Thai boxing fights now, and he's done a bit of like K1 style kickboxing with me. So he's not like, you know, he's no Thai, is he? You know, he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He's got a decent grappling base. That's what he originated in, and all his striking has come through training with me over the last 4 to 5 years. But I would say up until now, he's favoured his boxing, and all his knockouts have come through big right hands and body shots as well. He has a body shot KO win. So to see him doing the Thai clinch like to the level he was doing it at, fair enough, he was against a lad with probably little to no Muay Thai experience. Aaron was more of like an MMA striker, if that's what you want to call it. Lots of lateral movement, which served him well throughout the fight. He had some good snappy high kick. As far as clinching goes, he was alien to it, and that's why I felt like the game plan for Wes was, rather than wait and go on the back foot and maybe get taken down or risk getting taken down, I wanted Wes to go on the front foot, be quite aggressive and get into the Thai clinch, where I felt like if they were both here in every other area, I felt like Wes would be up here and Aaron would be down here in the Thai clinch. That was kind of my logic behind the strategy. So you can see in a couple of the clips here, like Wes is having those double collar ties, and that's preventing the opponent from level changing. If you control the head, then the body will follow, and that's where the Muay Thai clinch kind of comes from. That steering wheel, double collar tie grip around the head and neck, and being able to score with big, painful knees. And if it wasn't for Aaron, you know, not having to worry about those elbows and knees to head, you know, he's using his double forearms to block those knees to body, which was effective in the rule set. So I will give him that. Like, some people might say he shouldn't do that, but it worked for him. There's a couple of occasions though where Wes punched on the break, which I thought, again, that was brilliant tactic, and he could have done a little bit more of that. But had that been elbows, I think that would have been game over, or definitely a lot of cuts on Aaron, because Wes had loads of opportunity on the break to strike, with Aaron having his hands down, protecting his body. I think there's a lot of room for the Muay Thai clinch in MMA, and we're still yet to see it in its full glory. But I think you know, the more the sport evolves, especially any fighters I'm training, I'm going to input more and more of it into it. And this was a classic fight where it was shown to be very dominant at times. If not, then there were definitely moments where it was brilliant. The other thing with the style of a Muay Khao and knee fighter in Muay Thai, what I like so much about it, it's a grinding style. It's there to fatigue your opponents. Not only you're wearing them out with the forward pressure, your opponent's not able to breathe, but you're also hurting them with knees, which further drains them. So it's that kind of momentum style. And once that snowball starts going down the mountain, it's getting bigger and bigger. And that's the kind of feeling of fighting a good Muay Khao fighter is. So if Wes can implement a little bit more wrestling into this approach with this Thai style, I think it can do really, really well against certain opponents in particular. I hope you found this video enjoyable. If you did, click the like and subscribe. I'm gonna have more in-depth looks on my Patreon, which I'll leave the link in the bio, so you can head over there for extra stuff. As always, thanks for watching. Pro striking out. I'll catch you later. Whoosh.